Okay, guys, welcome to Sports Matters TV in association with Rascalz the podcast. And guys, it's always great to have mega stars on with us here. And we're joined by one half of the Rascalz. And listen, it's been a busy couple of months for you, my man. But Zachary, first of all, it's an honor to catch up with you. Let's go through the last couple of months. It's been crazy, my man.
Yeah, dude, it's been wild. It's been such a crazy journey, but I love it.
It is, and look, we're seeing you at all out. Like when we talk first of all of TNA, it's we see the title change a couple of weeks back, and now that title has changed again. But listen, you got a little glimpse of what it's like to be the X Division Champion. What was that like, first of all, my man?
It was incredible. Like I said, it's just like the X Division is the division, at least to me. If you look at the X Division way back in the day and you saw that style, look at professional wrestling today, 90% of professional wrestlers work that X Division style. So, it's just such an honor, and I'm proud I got to say I was champion. Yeah.
And listen, it was a big one. First of all, it was a great match, but you're used to winning titles. That's one thing that you're used to. Obviously, it's something that you want to get back in due course, and obviously challenge for all the major titles there is.
Yeah. We've had the tag titles, I've had the X Division. I want more. All professional wrestlers would be lying if they said that they didn't want championships. So yeah.
Yeah, no, the goal definitely suits you. I know it'd be rude not to talk about obviously these last couple of months. We're seeing glimpses of you guys on NXT, and we're liking this collab with WWE and TNA. Look, props where it's due. It's great for the fans. It's great for the wrestlers, but obviously you're enjoying your time over there doing stuff there, and that must be exciting for you as well.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Get to catch up with people I haven't seen in a while, and like I had my own little separate family at NXT, and I have my own little separate family at TNA, and now that I get to have everyone together at once, it's just great. It's so cool.
It is, and like for the fans, we're being treated to some great events and shows, and it's the Rascalz, easily pound for pound, in my opinion, the best tag team in the world right now. But obviously Trey, we have to speak. We've had Trey on, numerous times over the years. You guys are an absolute dominance and force to be reckoned with. It's obviously fun times, and look, it's a great time to be in a tag team.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I've always loved tag team wrestling. If you look at my portfolio of professional wrestling, it's 90% tag team wrestling. And and just being able to share that moment with Trey and having him show up on NXT for the first time, and that was just such a core moment, a core memory for me. And the same with winning the Impact Tag Championships when we won them. That's a core memory for me. And like when I say brother and we talk about he's my brother, he's my brother, he's my brother, that's not just TV. That is genuinely my brother. There's not a day that goes by where I don't talk to him in some form or whatever. We've shared our lives essentially for like 8 years now, so just being able to see him get the spotlight that he deserves is just incredible.
And look, Zachary, that's down to hard work and dedication. Wrestling is one of them things where there's so many risks, you know what I mean? There's so many dark days, obviously so many good days, but you put in many years of hard graft, and it's been paying off the last couple of years, but we're really seeing some big stuff these last couple of years. Obviously you love it, my man. You know what I mean? You're obsessed. I know you're a big wrestling fan in general, but let's talk about them early days and coming up through the indie scene, having to graft really hard and do sometimes 2 shows a day. But what were they like for you? And obviously that hunger still shines bright inside you.
Man, I was just one of those kids that dove in head deep. This business doesn't owe you anything. You owe everything to the business. So, when I was a young kid, I uprooted myself and moved to Dayton, Ohio so I could go train. And then I would wake up, go to work, come home, lift, go to wrestling training for however many hours. As soon as wrestling training was over, I'd come back home and I'd put wrestling on the TV, and I'd have it on the TV for till probably like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and then just wake up and do it over again. If you want to get to the level of success that I've been blessed enough to have, you have to be obsessed. You have to really be obsessed. And I'm just lucky that, I got to do that and go travel and everything. I've seen the world. I've been on multiple television companies, and yeah, it's wild. Zachary Wentz back then had no idea what was going to happen to Zachary Wentz in the future. Like if I would tell him, hey, this is everything that you're about to do, like I'd look at myself in the face and go, no.
Like
yeah.
every time I'm on TikTok, you always pop up, right? So there'll be glimpses of your matches. People will snip at certain parts of your matches, like you're a fan favorite. What do the fans mean to you? Because obviously the fans play a vital part in all of wrestling, but obviously your fan base is huge and it gets bigger and bigger by the day, my man.
Yeah, I mean, I love my fans. They're some of the most like ride or die fans. It's like, especially when I went through whatever I went through, the fans always picked me up and kept that love and support for me. And now that we're getting redemption and all of that, they're just even louder and more supportive. And it's crazy. Like I just did Sammy Callahan's Wrestling Revolver on Saturday, and my line at the merch table was huge, incredible. And that's not me trying to like put myself over or whatever, but just like seeing from when I was a kid, and like, you'd be lucky enough to sell one t-shirt or a couple 8x10s, to having a huge line and being able to talk to people and hear how like the Rascalz have changed their lives and whatever. There was one guy who was going through some stuff, and he told me because of us and our wrestling and how good of human beings we are, it gave him the motivation. So, I love hearing that stuff because, I was a fan. I'm still a fan, but, I was a fan. And I just think like, how cool is that,
Yeah. No, it's everything. It's everything. It's as you say, you inspire so many people, and we talk TNA. Obviously, look, it's easily, what I mean, one of the biggest organization of all time, but it's been really, really enjoyable these last couple of months, and it's always been enjoyable, but these last couple of months in particular, it's been incredible. What's that vibe like backstage, around all the wrestlers? And obviously it's a feel good vibe, and that's why we're seeing so many great matches and so many great segments and promos on TV right now.
yeah, it's awesome. The vibe backstage at TNA, like everyone is pretty close. It's like a family, and they see, sorry, they see all these opportunities happening, and like they see the level of wrestling that's happening. Everyone's like, all right, well, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. And we just keep leveling up and leveling up and leveling up. And if you watch the shows, you can see that, it's just everyone's firing on all cylinders right now. And it's a great thing to see. It's a beautiful time in professional wrestling and a beautiful time in TNA wrestling. Like we just had a meeting about stuff that's going on. And if you look at the numbers, TNA is just growing. We've sold out the last, 4 pay-per-views or PLEs or whatever we call them. We sold out the last 4 of them. Attendance has been through the roof. People are subscribing to TNA Plus, and it's great.
And I'm glad you mentioned TNA Plus. That's a question I love asking. But for all of us international fans, obviously here in Ireland and the UK, why should we get TNA Plus?
Why shouldn't you get TNA Plus? Like, there's everything on TNA, all the history of TNA. If you want to watch the old stuff, you got the old stuff. If you want to watch because I know when I was first in Impact, we did a lot of shows that weren't necessarily pay-per-view or whatever, but you can go watch those shows and they have some bangers on there, dude. And just original programming and stuff. You want to watch the diaries, the day ofs and stuff like that. It's all on there. And if you want to watch the live show, boom, it's on there. It literally has everything. If you are a TNA fan and you don't have TNA Plus, what are you doing?
It is true. The truest words and then the best description possible. They need to pay you more money for promos like that. That was the best way to put it, my man. It was indeed.
Hey, it's all love.
It's
Yeah.
all up. Now we want to mention one thing. We'd obviously look, we know being on the road, it's quite tough, quite grueling. Obviously, look, you get to travel the world, and that's obviously a fantastic thing. But it's obviously a really good team when you can, do other stuff as well. Obviously, look, with TNA, you know what I mean, that's priority and stuff. And, you could do stuff with NXT and do stuff around the world. That's obviously a really good thing. And it's very important because we know in the past, you know what I mean, certain wrestlers, like when we talk wrestlers, they might have to kind of like, they're tied under contracts. They only can do so much. Where now you can have a bit more freedom, a bit more leadway. That's obviously a big thing moving forward.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I absolutely love it. It's busy, hectic, exhausting, but it's good. I'm on TNA, I'm on NXT, I'm doing indies here in America. I'm going to Japan next month, and it's just keeping me busy, and it's giving us the opportunity for people who maybe don't watch this product. Well, I'm right here. Well, I don't watch that one. Well, I'm also right here. So just the access to wrestling right now is insane.
And that's why we love it. Now, we have to speak yet again. Ireland, the UK, we love European tours. We love TNA coming to town. You know all about Ireland, and I know it's a place that, we'd love to see TNA come back to. What's your thoughts on European tours? Obviously, you love it, and look, the European fans they're quite epic, aren't they?
Oh, they're great. If you look at most of my career, I've been going over to the UK. I think I had my first trip over to England in 2015, like at the end of 2015. And then it seems like after that, I've just been going over there like every other month. Like my passport's full. I have to go literally pick up a new passport on Tuesday. So, but no, the fans are always just, it's such a different vibe from what you get here in America, because they don't essentially get the TV companies coming over all the time. So when they're there, I feel like the fans appreciate it so much. And I don't know, I also like the chance to. In America, we don't get songs. Over there, you guys sing us songs. It's wonderful.
Oh yeah, and like we mentioned obviously here in Ireland, you've got OTT wrestling, which you know quite well. There's RCW Hard Knocks. The Irish fans are quite loud and quite epic, but like it's what's your thoughts on TNA coming to Ireland in 2025, or maybe towards the end of this year?
I would love it. Sign me up. I'll be the first person to sign up for that tour. Please. Absolutely. Just I miss wrestling over there. I know it hasn't been that long since I've been, and I think it's been a year now, maybe less,
Yeah.
a little less, maybe less than a year. But please bring us over.
And look, we mentioned that roster right now again, TNA. The roster is so strong, my man. But we have to mention people like the Hardy Boys, you know what I mean? Like Matt and Jeff, two iconic guys that no doubt, yes, you're a big fan. But what does it mean like to have these guys around? And look, it's all right to get starstruck every blue moon, isn't it?
Oh, I'm the first person to get starstruck. Like I'm pretty sure that maybe I might annoy Matt and Jeff with how much I'm just because it's every time I see them, I just tell them like I'm not going to get used to this. This is so cool. I grew up that was my favorite tag team of all time. Being in the backyard, me and my brother being Matt and Jeff, like doing swantons out of trees onto the trampoline. It's crazy. And I legit always tell them, I'm just like, thank you for this. Thank you for coming back to TNA. Just you guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you.
Oh, they're so real. What was it like? Obviously, working. You're doing a bit of stuff with NXT. Shawn Michaels a good guy. Obviously, good guy to talk to. Him. He's a
Oh
legend.
yeah. Oh yeah. He's the best. I've had a strong relationship with Shawn since I first got to NXT, and he's just the best. He listens to your ideas. He helps you try to be the best professional wrestler that you can absolutely be. And, I appreciate that because, someone with his status of being a legend, he doesn't have to do this. He does not have to do this. He doesn't have to be the head of NXT or help young kids grow in their career, but he does. Why? Because he loves and respects this business. And it's just great to see that.
And look, yet again, they speak highly of TNA, and it's something that we've wanted for many years. But now, Zachary, we have it. You know, we have Shawn Michaels, Triple H, the big boys, you know, from a different generation talking about TNA. And it's down to the likes of you know what I mean, Trey, and that roster. And that's what we're getting. We're getting, you know, big shows every week, big pay-per-views, and it's the wrestling fans' dream, you know, it's paradise right now for all of us.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And like, shout out to Jordan Grace, you know, because she opened up this door for us. You know, she really did. They brought her in for an opportunity and she absolutely smashed it. So then they start to look and go, okay, all right, this is going good. She's great. What else can we do? And what else can we do? And as long as we as talent show up and do our job and keep smashing it, it's going to keep going. And the fans are going to get spoiled. And that's great. I love that.
It's surreal, my man. It's a great time. Every week you're just hooked on something, and it's beautiful. I'm gonna put you on the spot with a question, right? So, you know,
Oof.
you're obviously look, you're observant. I know you watch what's going on around you, but could you name one or two people that you might want to see cross over to TNA right now? Look, there's obviously people on that indie scene that are epic. You obviously, you know a lot of guys, but who do you think, you know, should come across to TNA, and who would you like to see in TNA in the near future?
Are we talking about just like from WWE, or are we talking about?
We talk more the indie scene, I suppose, because the indie scene is electric right now, as you know, and I know you're working with a
Yeah.
lot of guys.
Number one guy, Myron. You know, he's done a couple here or there, but I want him with the Rascalz full time. You know, Myron Reed, that's my little brother. He deserves everything. He's so good. So good. I'm trying to think who else from the indies should come to TNA. I mean, there's a lot of kids, you know, there's a lot of talent out there that is ridiculous. Man, you really did put me on the spot. Man. Yeah, you put me on the spot.
You
I'm
could
not quick.
DM me. You could DM me. You remember the name.
Yeah.
You could DM me. There's no problem. But it's listen. It's for a wrestler right now starting off, or a wrestler that's been out now for a couple of months, couple of years. Like TNA is such a good environment to be in. It's a place where your confidence will grow naturally. You know, there'll be no knocks. Obviously, it can be a ruthless business, but like TNA is a really good place to nurture. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, I need it. Well, I was young in the business when I first got to Impact. It was what? Well, I was 4 years in, maybe,
Yeah.
not even something like that. And, you know, I got to come to Impact and sharpen myself up and grow. And that's what they do really, really well is take young kids and grow. You know, Sinner and Saint right now, they just got re-signed. And I have a feeling they're going to be the next like us or the next Machine Guns. They're so good, but they just need that little bit of exposure from TV and to listen to everyone backstage, all of the agents, all the other wrestlers. And yeah, it's great, man.
It's a great time.
Another one though, Jason Hotch. Jason Hotch, man, that's another young talent that I have a feeling is going to explode. You know, the sky is the limit with that kid. He can do everything. He looks good. He just needs to keep staying on the grind, and he's going to have that here at TNA.
Definitely, and I think you're very approachable, Zachary. I think like a lot of wrestlers would reach out to you in general, just for advice and stuff. And I think, you know, you give great advice back.
Yeah, well, that's because I had people do the same thing for me. Like Sammy Callahan, obviously he's my wrestling uncle, one of my trainers, and he kind of took me under his wing. But then when Motor City Machine Guns came back into Impact, they have been headstrong in Trey and I's lives of giving us advice and helping us out. And, because they did that, it's this what I love about this business. If we want this to grow, everyone's got to help out. So Machine Guns helped us. Now, what can the Rascalz do to help the next generation? Because if we don't do that and we're selfish and we hold all that information in, it just damages the business. I want to see this grow. I love this sport. so much. I want to see it grow. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that the next generation's ready to come step up.
I love it. Listen, pound for pound, in my opinion, the best tag team in the world right now. We're looking forward to what's ahead these next couple of months. A big, big year still ahead for you guys. Zachary, we will catch you soon, hopefully in Ireland. And listen, keep up the great work, my man. It's an honor as always. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.